Hello everyone, myself Neha Shah from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today I am going to explain you the topics random variables, types of random variables, probability mass function and discrete probability distribution from the unit of basic probability from the subject of probability and statistics. Up to last session I had explained you probability. Based on that, we have defined some conditional probability, independent variables, and we have also derived the Bayes rule. And based on that, we have solved some example. Now, in this lecture, I will explain you the random variable and its types. So, starting with the random variable, what is random variable? Random variable is a measurable function defined on a probability space that maps from the sample space to the real numbers. So if we are defining some function which will mapping the sample space to the real number, then it will known as the random variables. Or it is also defining as it is a real valued function of the elements of the sample space of a random variable. Now suppose if we are taking some examples, so for that, suppose if I am taking that a coin is tossed twice so that the sample space is S equals to HH, HT, TH and TT, right? In this, suppose if I am taking X, which will representing the number of heads that can come up. So there may be number of head equals to 0, number of head equals to 1, number of head equals to 2, right? So the values of X may be 0, 1 or 2. So if we are representing it, then we can represent it as a sample point R, HH, HT, TH and TT. So from this, if we are defining the value of X equals to number of heads, right? So if we are considering HH, so in this there will be 2 heads. So we are writing as 2. In this only 1 head, so we are writing 1. In this also 1 head, so we are writing 1. And in TT, there is not a single head, so we are writing head equals to 0. So the value of X may be 0, 1 or 2. So this way we can represent the random variable. Now the next topic is types of random variable. If we classifying the random variable, it will classify in 2 types. The first one is discrete random variable and the second one is continuous random variable. So if I am defining the discrete random variable, it will defining as a random variable that takes on a finite or countedly infinite number of values, then it is known as discrete random variable. Now what is the meaning of this? Suppose if we can count the number of samples, then it will consider as the discrete random variable. And suppose if we can't count the number of samples, then it will consider as infinite number of samples, right? So this kind of random variable we consider as continuous or non-discrete random variable. So if I am defining the continuous random variable, so it will defining as a random variable that takes on a non-countably infinite number of values, then it is known as non-discrete or continuous random variable. Now, if we are taking some example based on this, then the first example is identify random variable as either discrete or continuous in each of the following cases. The first case is a page in a book can have at most 500 words. X equals to number of misprints on a page. And if we are taking the second example, in that a player goes to the gym, X equals to reduction in his weight in a month. Now the third example is number of attempts required by a candidate to clear certain exam. And the fourth example is height of skyscraper. Now, if I am defining or if I am classifying this all 4 terms in the form of discrete or continuous random variable, so how will finding that? It will find as if the number of terms will be countable, then it will consider as discrete random variable, and if we can't count the number of terms, so it will classifying as the continuous random variable, right? So for the first term, a page in a book can have at most 500 words. Means if we are taking some book, in this book suppose it has maximum 500, and from that 500 if we are finding the number of misprint in a particular page. So we count that number of misprint, right? So we count the number of misprint means x. So it will consider as the discrete random variable. So answer of the first term is discrete random variable. Now we are taking the second example. A player goes to the gym. Suppose if we are taking Monday, on Monday reduction in his weight is, suppose we are taking 100 gram. Suppose if we are taking on Tuesday, reduction in his weight is 50 gram. Likewise, we can take daily measurement of the reduction in his weight. So there is not a particular fixed value for a particular day, right? So daily his weight will be changed. So we can't find the number of terms. So it will be considered as infinite number of terms. So it will defining as the continuous random variable. Now the third example is number of attempts required by a candidate to clear certain exam. Suppose if we are taking one example that any candidate giving some exam. In this exam, suppose if he is failed, then it will attempt the second time. Likewise, it can attempt up to some number only. After some number, he can't give this exam, right? So this number of attempts may be finite number. So we can say that this one is the discrete random variable. Now the next is height of skyscraper. Means if we are taking tall building like World Trade Center. Suppose if we are standing on the road, and from that if we are counting the number of floor of the World Trade Center, then we can't count after some limit. So it will consider as the continuous random variable. So this way we can define any term as either continuous or discrete random variable. Now the next topic is probability mass function. Suppose if I am considering the discrete random variable, so it will give some function. That function is considered as probability mass function. So first of all, if we are defining what is probability mass function, then it is the probability distribution of a discrete random variable and provides the possible values and associated probabilities. So if we are representing any discrete random variable along with its probability, then this distribution is considered as probability mass function. The probability mass function can be represented as Px of xi equals to P of x equals to xi for the entire range, means x in between minus infinite to infinite. So if we calculating the probability of all the possible random variable, so for it is considered as the probability mass function. So there are some important properties of probability mass function. The first property is the value of summation Px of xi should be equals to 1. Means if we are calculating the summation of all the probability, so it will consider as the certain event and the probability of it equals to 1. Because definitely it will occurring, so its probability will be equals to 1. Now the second property is the value of P of xi should be greater than 0. It means the value of probability can't be negative. So we have to take only the positive value of probability. So we are taking P of xi should be greater than 0. Now the third property is P of x equals to 0 for all the other x. It means suppose if we are calculating the probability for particular range, so its summation equals to 1. But other than this range, the value of probability equals to 0. So for all the other values of x, the value of probability of x equals to 0. So these are the properties of probability mass function. We will using these properties in the solution of the example based on the probability mass function. Now the next topic is discrete probability distribution. It means if we're representing the discrete random variable as the discrete random variable x along with its probability as p of x. So this kind of distribution is considered as discrete probability distribution. So it is given by probability of x equals to x is equals to function f is the function of x. Now, in general, f of x is considered as the probability function if f of x should be greater than or equals to 0. Because if we have taken the value of probability is greater than 0, so f of x equals to probability, right? So the value of f of x is also greater than or equals to 0. Now the second property is summation x f of x equals to 1 for all the possible values of x. Now if we are calculating some example based on this, then the example is a coin is tossed twice. X represents the number of heads that can come up. Find the probability function corresponding to a random variable. It means if we are taking any one coin and if we are tossing a coin 2 times, and in this we have to represent x as the number of heads that can come. So we have to represent this in the form of probability function. So how we represent it? First of all, I am defining the random variable x as the number of heads that can come. In this, suppose if we are writing the sample space, what is the value of sample space? We have tossing a coin 2 times, right? Twice means 2 times. So the sample space may be HH means head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail. So if we are considering the sample space, so it will consider as S equals to head head, head tail head and tail tail. Now if we are taking the value of x, the value of x may be 0, 1 or 2. If we are taking the value of x equals to 0, then the combination will be tail tail. If we are taking x equals to 1, then the combination will be head tail or tail head. And if we are taking the value of x equals to 2, then the possibility will be head head, right? So we have to find the probability for each and every case. So suppose if I am taking the value of probability of head head, then it will be considered as 1 by 4. If we are taking the equally likely event, it means the occurrence of all the term will be with the equal number of probability. The possible outputs will be 4, head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail, right? So from this 4 possible output, we have taken only one output, which one is head head. So its probability will be 1 upon 4. Now if we are taking the probability of head tail, then its output will be 1 by 4. Now if we are taking probability of tail head, then also 1 by 4. And if we are taking the probability of tail tail, then also its value will be 1 by 4. Now if we are defining the probability of x equals to 0, it means not a single head. It means the probability of tail tail, then its value will be 1 by 4. Now if we are taking probability of x equals to 1, then its value will be probability of head tail union tail head equals to probability of ht plus probability of th. We have taken the summation of these two directly. Why? Because these two events have not a single common part. So it will be considered as total equals to probability of head tail plus probability of tail head. Now the probability of head tail equals to 1 by 4 and probability of tail head equals to 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. So answer will be 1 by 2. Now if we are finding the probability of x equals to 2, means number of heads equals to 2. So the term will be probability of head equals to 1 by 4. Now if we are representing it in the form of probability function, then it is representing as x equals to 0, 1 and 2. Now function f of x means probability of x equals to 1 by 4, 1 by 2 and 1 by 4. Because the value of probability of x equals to 0, for that the value is 1 by 4. Similarly, probability of x equals to 2, the probability will be 1 by 4. and for x equals to 1, its probability is 1 by 2. So the final answer is 1 by 4, 1 by 2 and 1 by 4. In the next session, I will explain you example based on probability mass function. Thank you so much.